Okay, I'm gonna ask Tim some questions, and maybe we'll open it up and extend it to others. Tim, you said that you wanted to post a video, and then you said to Eric that you didn't want to do it tonight. Um, can you talk us through why not tonight?
I said to Eric that I wanted to host a video. It came up in conversation about all the videos, how all the raw footage is going to be in this new TWFP TWFP Raw YouTube channel. And I did say that I wanted to host a video. It is something that intrigues me. It's something I want to do. It's something that is kind of fun, I think. It would be pretty fun. What was the second part of your question?
Well, I'm just trying to uncover what, why you want to do it. So I've heard that you think it's fun, intriguing. Can you elaborate?
I can't elaborate, but I can remember the other part of your question. It was why don't I
Oh,
want to
thanks.
do it? Because I did
Oh,
not have a prepared topic. I did talk with Barry earlier today about something I had prepared while I was at work, and it went very smoothly, I'd say. It was not recorded. It was just a conversation we had that lasted maybe 2 hours. I don't want to record anything right now because I'm both tired. I have no topic.
okay. And thanks for remembering my second part. Sometimes I can't remember what I said myself. Um, so you said it went smoothly when you were just hanging out talking. Do you think the fact that your face is on camera, or that you're aware of the recording, does that maybe affect your natural ability to talk about things?
It did go smoothly. I do like having conversations. It was something that I was passionate about. We talked about school stuff and stuff like that. And I know I don't have a problem with my face being on camera. I wasn't on camera then. Um, I do feel some disconnect now because I cannot see you talking. I can see a green frog with Trump hair.
Just
Eric and
pretend that's me.
it's a little difficult, Lightbulb. But no, I have no problem with it. I have no problem with being recorded and being on YouTube. I've done it before. I have my own little YouTube channel doing some stupid shit.
Okay, all right. I didn't know that. That's good. Let's see. Well, I had another question, but I don't think what was. Elsie, do you have a question for Tim while I try to remember what mine was?
Question? Um,
Sorry, I put you on the spot.
Not really.
All right then, Eric.
I was kind of satisfied with all the
Do,
questions and answers that happened.
what do you, if you envision yourself killing it in a video and it being perfect, where do you feel, how do you imagine rewards going? Like, is it something that you anticipate would reward you by by getting positive comments and stuff, and or is it going to be rewarding in some way, like you're learning aesthetically or what?
I am never interested in. I'm interested in criticism. I'm interested in constructive criticism. I am. I don't care for people approving or people disproving, unless they can give me some constructive criticism along with it. It's numbers in the air. It's stale. It's stale. I don't need that. I don't need anything like that. If I don't need hate, or I like support. It's nice to have, but it's not something that is a necessity of mine.
When you're alone late at night, do you wallow in it though? A little bit.
Do I wallow in it? When I'm alone late at night, I have my continuing existential crisis.
Mm.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Yes, we do all have an existential crisis that never
Okay.
stops.
Yeah, I remember my question for you now. So you said that whenever you talked to Tiff and it was natural and it was a passionate discussion, at the end of that discussion, could it be that that length of time talking about it was enough and you didn't want to continue?
It was Barry that I was talking to, by the
Oh,
way.
okay. I'm
But
sorry.
I felt like I hashed out a lot of the stuff that I was thinking about. Today I was thinking a lot about time and also the size of the universe and we ended up talking for a long time about the education system. Somehow we linked it up to that, and we talked about how when you're a kid, you get asked the question. You go to family reunions, you get asked the question, "What are you going to be when you grow up?" And I had some thoughts about that that were in the back of my mind that I brought forward and discussed and kind of dismissed.
Who dismissed you?
It got talked down. It was beneficial for me because I was able to. I like having someone to talk to about ideas that I have or about things that are in my head, because I was thinking about that whole thing for probably months now. Not like it's not like I'm up at night. I'm like, oh my god, I hate when I used to get asked that question about what I want to be when I grow up. It's kind of back there sometimes. I'll think about it and kind of just ponder the educational system as a whole and where it's going and where, the society, socio-normative things like that. And it was nice to talk about it and hear somebody else's opinion, kind of form new ideas. By dismiss, I mean form new ideas that resolved my thoughts.
Okay, well, I mean, the picture I'm getting is, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that at some point in your primary school education, you were asked to talk about this, and I'm making assumptions, but it sounds like you were expressing things that were maybe a bit and in someone else's eyes.
Who wasn't asked something like that? Show your hands. Who wasn't asked?
I'm not asking about anybody else. I'm asking about you.
But I want to ask everybody else. I want to direct this question away from myself, and I want to ask Eric. And what did you answer?
My answer when I was a kid, my first answer was dentist, for some reason. Then after that, it changed to stockbroker, for some reason. I just picked them up random. I don't know. I have to have an answer for this, right? I need to have some sort of answer for this. So I just pick something.
Yeah.
And I was curious to find out if Lightbulb's childhood, what I want to be when I grow up, ended up being what she actually is when she grew up, or if it's vastly different.
Mine was astronaut for several years.
And that's what you are.
Astronaut as well.
And I'm coming to you from Mars this evening.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can wish. If I be a 500, I think I could have accomplished that.
If you live to 500, don't count it out. I'm still working on that.
Tim, what did you have an answer for what you wanted to be when you were small?
I had a few answers. The one that I can remember, probably maybe one of them might have been a dinosaur or something like that when I was like 4.
Nice.
But one was a computer guy, either IT guy or coding or something like that. And the only reason that I said that was because I was pressured to think about it. My parents, and I was there with my parents too. Young guy, my parents said, "Oh, you like computers? Why don't you, how about you answer with computers?" So after I said that, for months after that, a couple years maybe, I became interested in computers for the wrong reasons. When I reflect back, I'm like, why would I ever even go into that field that I hadn't explored yet, that I told somebody I liked, but I didn't like? Why would I do that? And I did it. I shouldn't have done that.
Well, I can take a guess because you were a child and you wanted your parents' approval. You wanted whoever was asking you, you wanted their approval, and you wanted things to stay
It
a happy
internalized.
environment.
It internalized.
Seriously, just stop the 90-degree thing. It's making me uncomfortable.
The what?
Just
The 90-degree thing? You mean like how I'm sitting? You're talking
look
to
at the
me?
arm, just that. It's like shit. My arm can't do that.
Okay.
Oh,
The
That's so interesting, Tim. What you just said is so fucking interesting. When you're like, okay, well, why the hell did I do that? I did shit like that too. It's because the FE thing produces a simple conclusion, and the TI calculus is too complicated for a little kid to figure out. And so they just go, well, all I know is that these people will be happy if I do what they want. and then we just go, that makes the most sense. It's the clearest. The TI issue requires too much independence of nature. That's why I think ENTPs get bullied when they're kids. I don't know if you did or not, but and that's why I think we end up, when we make the switch in adolescence from FE DOM to FE tool to TI tool, then we go the opposite direction. And we get all like, oh fuck no, about everything. So I don't know.
So when you go to the TI, do you feel like you found your voice?
Yeah, exactly. Well put, Lightbulb.
No, but at the same time, yes.
I'm not saying that is my voice. I'm not saying that the totality of our voices can be determined in adolescence. I'm saying that that's what you feel like when you find it when you find your voice in adolescence with TI, because all of a sudden you're no longer evaluating things that confuse you so much, and now all of a sudden you're evaluating things that make sense to you, because we have to. It takes us many, many years to get a better handle on FE. It's why we get along with INFJs. Like, how graceful has Lightbulb been in this whole equation here? And do you notice how much more graceful she made me? Because she's so graceful, I'm not going to interject as much as I normally would. I'm on my best behavior because she's carefully asking you a question, then you a question, then me a question. And I'm very patiently waiting my turn, right? That's typical for me in the company of an INFJ. I tend to defer in a lot of ways like that. They're sort of subconscious because I feel very safe in their hands. It's like a safe captain's driving the ship. But
Well, that's very nice of you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that, because I'm going to follow up with the
thank
but.
you.
The but is a small one, which is, I think INFJs do probably. I just thought this now, having heard this. Oh, INFJ or great for interviewing, because if they're asking questions as opposed to talking about a topic. Now I'm not saying they can't do a great job talking about a topic. They certainly can, but if they're asking questions, then they're able to read the emotional involvement of the individual and have that guide them towards that individual's more interesting shit. So it does seem to be INFJ would be particularly well suited for an interviewer position in general in life. Sorry.
I think I would sort of agree with that, because when I'm asked to talk about myself, there's a lot of, well, nobody wants to listen to that.
I sort of grabbed the reins there. Are we done? Or do you have more
Yeah.
questions?
Are we done?
Eric.
Yes.
Eric,
When people ask me, you're an ENTP. When people ask me about myself, I think out loud. I think out loud a lot. That's how I have kind of phrased what I do, how I explain myself to people. When I ramble on and I'm talking about 8 things in succession that only kind of relate to the previous thing, I say, sorry, I'm just thinking out loud.
Tim?
Ooh, maybe stop saying sorry. Just say, I'm thinking out loud.
Tim, I get that your stuff is exciting, but if I don't say what I'm thinking, I forget what it is. And then it's exciting, and then it just sort of turns into some kind of, sort of like a problem. I don't like, making like a competition, but at the same time I have to be first. So if anybody asks me, like, first, but not anywhere near anything,
Indeed.
you're better at that than me.
Tim,
Penny,
regarding the thinking out loud thing, there's something that happens as we age and we get better taxonomies, so that when someone asks that question, instead of thinking out loud, we go, well, what, you're talking about my identity? Like, are you referring to my metaphysics? Are you referring to my job? Are you referring to...
I do that. Don't get me wrong. I do that too.
Okay, so what I'm telling you is this: we will both do that, and we will ramble. As you get older,
Yes.
you'll stick more to that top thing, or as you get more accustomed to making videos. Anyway, I don't know if this is an aging thing. For me, it's helped because I make a lot of videos, but it's caused me to be a little bit more attentive to those roadmaps that we lay out, and a little less prone to completely getting off topic and running off on a tangent and not finding my way back. So
I would call that the top thing. I would call that logically either I don't know the word I'm looking for. Logically, kind of taking apart the question and making sure I understand it correctly. If I had to put that into words,
it's called parsing.
Panic?
what's it called? What?
Parsing. You're parsing the question. It means taking it apart, analyzing it, deciding what to do with it.
There's a word for that?
Parsing, yeah.
Well, then I parse. I'm prone to parsing.
Are you a parser, Tim? I want to. There should. It sounds like
I thought you'd never ask.
It sounds like some sort of religion where they wear a special suit and march down the street. The parsers are having their parade again, and they have their own
I'm
special
thinking like
thing.
It's
Thinking
full of
like
INTPs.
white.
ENTPs.
and everything.
Lightbulb, would you like the reins back? I've succumbed to my nature.
I think we've settled this topic.
You hear that, Tim?
Right?
All your concerns can be washed away now. It's been settled.
Or has it?